Welcome to today's Builder series. Programmable Wallets enables developers to create and embed secure wallets in their apps. With these APIs, you can specify parameters to generate purpose-built wallets tailored to the use case you're building. We're welcoming today Bhushit Agarwal, Senior Software Engineer at Circle. He developed a programmable wallets integration with Mastodon to unlock decentralized economy on a decentralized social platform. To tell us all about it, we've got him here to break us down, give us a little history on how he ended up getting into this to begin with, and his thoughts on programmable wallets after utilizing it. Bhushit, welcome to the show.
Hey, Sam, it's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, let's start from the beginning. Tell us about your journey into Web3.
Well, life comes to a full circle. So
Full circle. I like that.
yeah. It was 2018 when I was working on in a startup with 5 people. Back then, someone introduced me to Web3 as cryptocurrencies, and that's where trading aspect of it came in. But I've always been enthusiastic about new technologies, and that's why I was at that startup. Eventually, then I started learning more about Web3 and the power blockchain technology has to have an immutable ledger, have smart contracts, unlock so many more things. And I started going to different hackathons. So appreciate what you do for the developer community, because it was my gateway to coming into Web3 and eventually to Circle.
Interesting, man. That's great to hear. It's great to hear that sort of feedback. It's awesome to know the impact that these in-person events have. So let's go from there. How did you actually end up at Circle?
So back then, as I said, I was just exploring, dabbling with different hackathons, with ETH Global and the foundations, just to see how things work in Web3 and what are the possibilities. And eventually, I've always wanted to work full time in like a blockchain company which has a good mission to. And Circle has always been on the list. I last year when I started to make a switch and see what's next for me in my career, Circle was on the list, and I wanted to see if it works out, and it did. I asked for an interview, got one, and here we are now.
Yeah, that's great. And here you are now. Look at that. You went from being on the outside to on this podcast here, talking to the community about Circle. So, hey, dreams do come true. Hey, Bhushit. So let's talk about this integration that you created. From our earlier conversations, you shared that you got involved building this as part of a internal hackathon. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, happy to. So I'm actually on the compliance engineering part of Circle. So I'm not directly on the programmable wallets, but the programmable wallet team built something really cool, and they were sharing their journey and what they're building along the way. And when they announced they're going to have an internal hackathon for all these circlers to be able to work and see how it works, so it got me excited, signed up for it, and wanted to see how much we can build on it.
Nice, nice, nice. So, you got involved in this hackathon. Describe your motivation. What was that thought process that said, maybe look at it at a Mastodon integration?
Yeah, there were a couple, right? Like in Web3, the UX is something which plagues all of us. It's something which we need to get right to be able to move the industry forward. And what I loved from the demos I was seeing internally of programmable wallets, it had really good UX. Now I wanted to see if it's actually the case. And the next thing is many developers already have big apps. They have users, and getting users to a new app is challenging. So I wanted to see how well the programmable wallets integration would work with an existing app. So that was one other motivation I had, to see how powerful it could be for an existing company.
That's really, really neat. So, tell us, what exactly did you build?
Yeah. So I wanted to see. So that when the hackathon came around, it was when a lot of Twitter payments buzz was going around, and Mastodon has been a competitor to Twitter, right? And I wanted to see on how a decentralized economy could look like on a decentralized social media platform. Currently, Mastodon has a lot of revenue driven through different ways, which is it's not centralized. You cannot pay someone on Mastodon. You can't do subscriptions, which Twitter recently started. So what I built was integration of programmable wallets into Mastodon, which could unlock many things. Like a few things we experimented is every user could sign up and get a wallet. They do not know anything about Web3 because they're not shown that. You just enter a PIN. It's like having a Starbucks wallet, and you can fund money into it and send money to someone else. So I can send money to you on your social handle without actually knowing your bank credentials, email address, or anything. So that was the first
How
thing.
do I sign? How do I sign up for that? I like that. I want to sign up now. Start collecting random USDC. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And think about the possibilities, right? Like you could start having tips on posts. Like you find some news information which is very valuable, and people work hard to get that info out there, or community notes. Like you can just go start tipping people, and or like gift sharing. Like you can send an NFT gifts to people which could be redeemable. So it just unlocks a lot of potential for the platform. And since Mastodon is so decentralized, it just adds it makes sense to have a decentralized economy layer there.
I like that. I like that a lot. And so you got involved in the very early stages. I mean, this was pre-launch, and for the record, our launch right now is in beta, and there's been a lot of changes since then to now. Um, having come in so early, what were you able to discover? Through your experience.
Yeah. So what are some of the things which I really like about how the platform works is I didn't imagine being able to build this in one weekend, but it was possible. Like in one weekend, I was able to send money from one of my accounts to another account, mint NFTs, and send it to a wallet. It seemed very seamless. It was great. Um, so that part was amazing. The speed you can deliver, it was great. Another cool thing which I really liked was the Web3 console, which you guys have built. And in that, you could see, like, it was very easy to debug. You could see all of the logs, all of the requests there, which helped a lot in actually getting things right. Um, Unfortunately, the learn.circle.com was not around, the quick start guides. I wish they were. I wish they were
That's
because they
right.
seem very neat. But
So on a note to that, so you've seen some of those. So what he's talking about, folks, is we now have something called learn.circle.com, and it's got a lot of these really cool quick start guides. That reminds me, those didn't exist. So I'm just kind of curious, real quick. Seeing those quick start guides now, for those that are out there that are maybe new to building. Do these give a real advantage to the newcomer coming to the Web3 services?
I would think so. I would think so. The reason being, it's not just any guide where you are reading and seeing how things would work, but you're actually building it. Like when I tried out the learn.circle.com a little while back, it was actually creating wallets. And that's actually very powerful to see that, hey, I have a real wallet which can have real money in it. It's very powerful. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. What is your opinion of Circle's Web3 services? Having used it, having to use it really in the very beginning stages with programmable wallets firsthand, and now seeing the entire portfolio kind of expand into smart contract platform and gas station. Um, how do you feel about what Circle has been revealing to the whole developer ecosystem?
I personally am very excited for it with the mission, especially the gas station functionality. That was one of the things I had to hide when I built it back then because it was not available. And trying to figure out how the end user doesn't know anything about gas or has to worry about it. And it's just about trying to send USDC across. So I'm very excited about that. Also excited about how this whole suite of things can evolve because to me uh, what my takeaway from that was it makes it very easy for a web 2 developer to come into web 3. A lot of the things remain the same, so I'm personally very excited.
Very cool. Very cool. I got to ask you a question, right? So you got in early and you focused on decentralized social, a platform to integrate this into. I know you're busy. You do have a full time job here at Circle, and I'm sure you have a lot of different ideas you would love to go into. For all those community members that are listening right now, that you're motivating, by the way, what are some other like cool ideas that you would love to see them try integrating programmable wallets with?
I mean, it's a long list. I
Give us a few.
Yeah, I think anywhere where there is a social aspect, I think it's very powerful to have programmable wallets integration, because it integrates right into already your login system which exists. You don't need to build a new login system. And so any like neighborhood app, you could have funds for your neighborhood, which could be categorized for different resources, giving more transparency into the HOA system, right? Which we don't know where the money is being spent. So having like a neighborhood DAO or something, and then doing governance within an app like Neighborhood, or any platform where we have rewards. Like Starbucks has its own wallet where you store money, but it could very well be powered by programmable wallets, which makes it even easier. You could carry that money to a different country. So imagine your Starbucks wallet working in a different country, cheaper, seamlessly, and pay in any local currency without any issues. So
No, that'd be great. I remember I actually did a video on social buying Starbucks with USDC. And so to your point, we've mentioned it a couple of times. That would be a great integration opportunity right there. I know that I'll be the first in line to use it if they make that move.
yeah, no, that would be great. Yes.
Well, Bhushit, thank you for talking about your integration and giving us a firsthand experience of what you went through in building on programmable wallets. For everybody else out there, we're going to include links right in the description where you too can go ahead, view our docs, visit our docs, view our page, as well as we've got some really good links that we're going to put down here of complete walkthroughs of the programmable wallets interactive quick start guides that he mentioned earlier as well. So that way you can go ahead, dive in, start building right away. Bhushit, thank you for your time. To everybody watching, we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.